Hey everybody, it is Denali from season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and today I'm going to be recreating my villainous albino python look from episode, oh God, I don't remember. One more time, hello, hi. Does it have to be like one whole take? This was one of my favorite looks, so get prepared to watch me go from this to this. Ooh. All right, y'all. First things first, I'm the realist. Second thing is we're gonna block out these eyebrows. As much as I wanna be one of these cool girls that shaves off her eyebrows, you know, for time and stuff, I just really like them. Like, look how pretty they are. So let's go right into this. I usually pull my brow from the end. I go against the grain first, of course, to get in all of those like tricky spots, and then with the grain in a little bit more of an upward direction. I try not to wait too long before brushing it up, because if you do, then it gets really sticky, and that's when you get a lot of formational texture from the base. So I go on ahead and brush them up with a comb, like immediately, as it's still kind of tacky. And I use a blow dryer while I'm doing that to already kind of start to set that glue down. And then just go in with your powder. First layer super light, just to get that on there. Then go back in, make it a lot denser. Press that powder in. Press, 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 press. Okay, then brush all of that excess away, and that's your first layer. I like to do 3 layers. I also take a makeup wipe and just start to define the excess areas. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Actually, I forgot 2 important steps. 1, eso. This is just my little, you know, Korean skincare beauty moment. All right, let's go in with the second layer of glue. Again, I only like to do 3. Some of y'all sweaty bitches might need like 4 or 5. And some of y'all might be brave enough to shave your ugly ass eyebrows off and save some time. And now we're gonna go in with foundation. Mine is very, very liquidy and creamy. It is actually a leg and body one. And I just go in with my makeup sponge and blend that out. It's really important to find a good foundation that covers your brows. A lot of girls use the TV paint sticks because those are super, super full coverage. This leg and body one as well, I like it because it distributes easier, and you can see it fills in all the tiny cracks. And now we are Alien Queen. Alien Queen with no brows. I got Alien Queen. So I'm gonna go with the primer first for my skin. And you want that canvas to just be flat and sticky and grabby. So we're gonna go in with that base layer foundation again, the same one that I used on my brows. And we're just putting it on, of course, the base spots. I definitely love to listen to music while I do my makeup. Every EDM DJ or Beyonce period, hands down. But lots of K-pop, I'm a big K-pop fan. All right, so now I'm going in with my highlight color. Literally any place that you wanna highlight. Before you set your makeup too with a powder, try not to emote too much. You'll just set all of those lines later, like super creased. Don't do this. When you are doing your highlight area, you want to stay just above that line that you're going to cut later with contour. You want to bring all of the light to the center of your face. You got to really look at it and see what you're trying to accentuate, what you're trying to hide, and then personalize your makeup routine for you. I have crazy Jewish bags under my eyes. L'chaim. So I add a lot of highlight like right underneath my eye to try and like cancel that blue color. The whole experience of Drag Race really is like a boot camp. You're doing so much drag in such a short amount of time that you can't help but like notice new things and change things about you. I'm a very young drag queen. I've only been doing drag for about 2 years. So to get on the show was such a huge accomplishment. Okay, so now we're going in with our contour. Find you a contour color that is about 3 shades down from your foundation. Just know your skin type too. There's so many different types of shades. You know, I am Mexican, so I've got a little bit of an olive undertone. Again, you're just cutting those areas that you want to delete. Now guys, you definitely wanna make sure you use a different makeup sponge for every step, especially your cream contour because it's the darkest. Then everything will distribute a lot cleaner. If you use one makeup sponge, girl, no ma'am. That was the distribution process. So now you're going back in with the regular makeup sponge that is its matching color. This is my highlight sponge. You want it to look very 3D, you know what I'm saying? If that's your tea, and if not, do you. I'm really inspired by the Chicago scene that I grew up in, where people were really doing some crazy transformative club kid. Chicago's just so unique. It's really off-kilter and not afraid to the rules and push boundaries and things like that. I will say it to any baby drag queen that's trying to start drag. The first step is finding your people. Find your community, find those people that are going to inspire you and push you and just be there to support you and lift you up and teach you the tricks and trade. Even now, saying that I have like a whole new group of sisters through Drag Race, that, as cheesy as it sounds, is truly the most like exciting and rewarding thing that I got out of the whole experience. Drag Race was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life, especially through a pandemic, because it is already a very isolating experience, the way that it's structured. But it really made all of us a lot closer as a cast. So you've done the contours of your face, but I'm gonna go ahead and emphasize my nose. This is a villainous look. So we're gonna go in with one more layer of highlight. Make sure it's as bright and pops as much as possible. And then make sure that you can kind of like wing it out at the ends, because we're gonna be creating a little bit of a triangular Naomi Smalls-esque nose at the bottom. To feminize the nose shape, you do want it to kind of like come up a little bit. So we're gonna go in with our cream contour. There's just something about a tiny pinched bitchy nose that says, I'm here to f up your life. Doing makeup is 100% muscle memory too. And learning how to twist your wrist and do things ambidextrously is really important. Pretty girl, ooh, see how it's like, ooh, ooh. Remember when Bianca was like flipping her nose contour like a swordfish? And you look like a cat. I'm a kitty cat. And I dance. We are moving on. But you're just gonna take your powder and then you're just gonna lightly tap it over your face. You don't have to beat it, because honestly, you might it up anyways. I go in right underneath my eyes first with a lot. You can get this powder at your local pharmacy. Literally, it's like super cheap. Sets everything down, and even a sweaty bitch like me, it doesn't move. It is gonna dull you out a bit. You dust them away with any big makeup brush. If you can, set up a lighting that's a lot more white. Really makes everything pop the way it needs to. Don't put blue lights on a black girl, that's what Beyonce said. And yellow lighting is just not anyone's tea, okay? All right, so we're gonna go back in with your favorite bronzer, base tone first, pack it in, and then blend it up. So just the outer corners and things like that. I love definitely this new generation of accessibility when it comes to drag and makeup online and things like that. You can really learn every single tip and trick of the trade. So we've just done bronzer. Now we're gonna go in with something a little more dense to really like pack in that color. Ooh, oh, cut. Bitches, we making cuts. I love looking very muñequita, like very like a little doll. That's very like showgirly to me and just youthful and bright and fun, and that's definitely my personality, is very youthful. But then there's something super sexy and mature and fierce about a villainous look. A bitch to watch out for. Now, depending on how low your outfit is, like where your cleavage is gonna be, you gotta think about how low you're blending on your neck too. The reason I do a lot on here is obviously because I have a massive Adam's apple that even Arnold Schwarzenegger would be jealous of. Okay, last step of this is you're just gonna take another fluffy brush and blend that up just a little bit. No puedes olvidarte tu nariz. You cannot forget your nose. So you're gonna take like fluffy eyeshadow brush, go straight down the nose. But Valentina is the one that inspires me a lot, Shea Coulee. She is a goddess. Some of my absolute best friends in the scene when I was growing up and that helped me a lot were her daughters. And I've had the honor and privilege of backup dancing for Shea, and she was an extremely important voice. Naomi as well. Naomi was a lot of help for me. But yeah, those are some of my favorite Ru girls for sure. I grew up in Alaska. There's nothing to do except for drugs, getting pregnant, skiing, and ice skating. So I decided to choose the gayest one of all of those, which was ice skating. Do I regret walking into the workroom in ice skates? I do not, because I cut up those floors and I still served a really good lip sync, I think. Oh no, it was kind of messy, but I still served it. when like my early 20s doing a lot of professional ice skating shows. I worked with like Disney and Cirque du Soleil, and I worked on cruise ships at the time, and all the gays on board would get together on Sunday nights and we'd watch Drag Race. It was just this beautiful art that I'd never seen. It was season 5. I was obsessed with like Alaska and like Rulaska Talks in general. Just that whole cast, it was amazing. That's where it was born, that just like desire and love for drag. And then it got so intense that I needed to move to a city of drag that inspired me. My drag career really accelerated in Chicago. I had a really great group of people around me that just lifted me up, gave me gigs, and those gigs were what helped me really figure everything out. All right, so we're going in with our lighter powder now, and we're gonna bake Iana. You're gonna drag it under your contour. Now this is where we really start looking gatito. Oh yeah, oh yeah, there's just something about cutting a cheekbone. And then you can start your eyes and do that, and then all the fallout from your eyes is gonna go into your bake, and then you can sweep it off, and then oh my god, it's perfect. Seguimos. All right, we're going with our eyeballs. Going with like a really dense but small eyeshadow brush. Black is tricky. You gotta be really careful with black eyeshadow because there's a lot of fallout, and when there is fallout, it can a lot of things up, especially your foundation that you just set. So just be really cautious when you're doing black eyeshadow stuff. Tap your brush after you've put the product in. Tip, tap, tap, doop, 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 tap. This one, again, is gonna be a lot more dramatic than my usual crease shape because this look is just so avant-garde and crazy. So you're gonna start right at that inner corner, and you're gonna kind of pack it in and blend it out at the same time. We're gonna have a lot of detail going on underneath this crease. I'm gonna make it a lot bigger and more dramatic. Sometimes if you need to like stabilize your elbow, you can like lean onto the desk for detailed parts or things like that. I put the sole of my hand like right here on my cheek, and that feels like I have a lot more stability with my hand. There's something so satisfying about cutting a brow. We're going to blend this all the way up into my temples. Ooh, ay que spicy. Again, I just like setting like the general shape right there. But to really make sure it's as black as possible, you can actually go in with any black liner that you have. Take that brush with a little bit of the powder that you had on and do circular motions right at the edge. You're gonna start to see it kind of smoke out. That's when you know, oh my God, we are blending. Y que estamos blending. If you're using multiple mirrors, take yourself out of the mirror for a moment and look into like a bigger one to see what it's gonna look like as like a bigger picture. The more you do it, the more 3D that's kind of gonna look. Ooh, that's cool, you guys. Now let me go back in with like a cleaner blending brush. Don't worry, you guys, it's all gonna come together. Sometimes it's best to just not get too hung up on things, especially when you're on a reality television show and you gotta go, go, go. Now we're gonna go in with one of my favorite things to do. I love cutting a crease. There's just something so satisfying about creating that perfect line. But you're gonna go right underneath that lid. What I like about white liquid lips and liquid lips in general is they distribute really nicely and then they set really quickly. You don't get a lot of like creased lines. There we go. That's better. A lot of people don't know this about me, and I think I mentioned it on the show, but I am trilingual. I grew up speaking Spanish in the house a little bit. And I also speak Korean because I lived in Seoul for 1.5 years. Was a vagabond, and I lived out of a suitcase for 6 years of my life. Then I decided to pursue a competitive cross-dressing career, and now look who I am. If y'all need me to say Happy New Year's to any of your loved ones, I can do it in 3 languages, so book your girl on Cameo, okay? All right, once you've mapped out the shape of your crease and blended all of that out, you can go in with the whitest white that you possibly have and set all of that down. It's gonna both set it down and intensify the color and blend out any patchy parts. See how much that white pops now? Ah, qué bonita, mi amor, me encanta. Everyone's gonna be like, what the f is she saying? Sorry about all the noises, you guys. Makeup just gets me really excited. We're gonna kind of like recreate the albino python skin and create these little yellow shapes. But look at that yellow. Yeah, I'll get you these electric liners. I'm not gonna tell you where it's from, but you need to figure it out. Also, when you're doing detail in your eye, be aware of where your crease is, because anytime that you look down or those folds touch, that product that you just put on it is gonna transfer Okay, we're continuing on. Next portion, albino python skin has a little bit of a taupey color around the yellow. Take that nude liquid lip and like the tiniest little detail brush. Also learning facial muscle control was really an interesting thing for me too. Lift the socket of your right eye higher so that you can get in there. Drag is just weird, y'all. Ooh, see how those are popping so much more now? Again, doesn't have to be perfect. This is snakeskin mixed with what nature already provides. The snake, it was one of the first things that me and my friends thought of when we heard yellow. I like to border dark, sinister kind of things. If you check out my Instagram, you will see some photo shoots that I did, including a lot of these looks. Take a look, follow me. It's Denali Fox over all platforms, DENALIFOXX, that is 2 X's. On Twitter, just 1 X. I don't know why, don't ask me about it, some DMCA shit. But yeah, please follow me and follow all the dolls, because we worked really hard to create an awesome season for you through COVID, okay? This was such a trying year for every drag community. So to be able to have work, it was a great blessing. To not have that for so long, it really made me reevaluate what I loved about drag, and it was really hard. I'm that kind of high stimulus person that loves getting that instant gratification and feedback from an audience. So to not have that was really difficult, and I did sink into a little bit of like a depressive state during a few months of quarantine. It was really hard. But when Drag Race came back around, it immediately recharged me and just sent me on a, okay, mission mode, this is what I gotta do. Not me getting in my feels during my makeup tutorial, y'all. Ooh, but look at those eyes. You see it now? It's a really good idea to put white liner or white cream the size of your eye. It gives the illusion that it's bigger, makes you look a little more doll-like. All right, going in with the white detail brush now. We're gonna extend the bottom here. We're gonna drag that out just to kind of create an even more like fierce, kind of caddish look. Bam, see how much that just draws you in now to that center? All right, you say a little prayer for you because the next part is your black liner. Again, we're going for super dramatic, focusing light inwards and pulling drama outwards. Gorge, look at that, you guys. Aye. We're gonna continue to draw down those lines. All right, eyes are done. Okay, now we can wipe away the bake. This is where you actually start to see your face. Again, I have the straightest heterosexual lashes that ever existed. As dense as they are, I really just go in, not so much for the mascara to curl them, but to repigment them super black because we just did a lot of white detailing work, and that's just gonna make them blend into my lashes a bit better. I also go down here on my bottom lashes to make them look a little spiky and fierce. Yellow is not my usual blush color and shouldn't be most people's usual blush color. Blush is intended to warm you up and kind of make you look youthful, but again, we're going for a more editorial look here. I almost wanted to look like I was like Mystique from the X-Men, like halfway through transforming into a snake. Okay, so we have these little pops of yellow here and there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a beauty sponge, and this is my snakeskin stencil, and we're gonna get whatever white cream that you have, place it kind of where you want, and right along that contour line, just lightly put that white in, take it off. You'll see you've got these little snake moments. That's fierce. Again, this is just to pop out because my headpiece kind of curls around, so you're only gonna see a little bit of this. Set that down, voila. We're gonna do the same thing in the nose, but with the smaller portions. Yo, that's dope as hell. Okay, last portion is gonna be on the jaw. Try and get as flat as you can against your skin. Voila! Blend it out. Isn't that so cool? I am Snake. All right, last things for your base is your highlight. And this is kind of a warmer look, so we can go in with a gold. I usually do icy, spicy, a little too pricey, you know what I mean? But today we're gonna go in with a gold highlight. Ding, ding, ding. So any direction you turn, there's just a lot to look at. Okay, you guys, we're gonna go in with a lip, again, very graphic because I'm a snake. The icon Got Mick suggested this to me. If you don't have a black liquid lip, you can use your black liner. Okay, beauty black liner, fill her the in. all coming together, guys. Now that you have that base color on, we're gonna go across the whole thing and just conceal, conceal, conceal. Okay, so I'm gonna put on some gloss. Oh, actually, I'm gonna set my face first. Okay, let's get into the lashes. So again, I love little like spidery, spiky little lash things. So like the super, super big ones on the outer corners. Make sure that inner corner is flat as possible. I usually use one set for like a few months. After a few months, they start getting really grimy. Okay, so I'm gonna put on some gloss now. You'll never know that it was black liner. And that's gonna make that lip look real fierce. Ooh. What I'm taking is just some wig glue actually, and in places that I want those pearls to be. Ooh, see, that just adds some extra texture. Okay, contact lenses, and then I promise I'm gonna get dressed. Aquí está. Fierce, right? Last one. Work. Ha! Lo final. I promise. Work. She's a snake. All right, y'all, I am done with my makeup look. I am gonna go now get into this full look. So get ready, because albino Pythina is coming for y'all right now. Oh, snake.
Look over here. The Drag Race YouTube channel is always bringing amazing content, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing.